Hey guys, I'm Billy with Kontek, and today we're going to talk about Kontek's GP3 gun ports. Alright guys, we're talking about gun ports today. As we all know, whenever you're inside of any kind of hardened structure, whether it's a guard booth, security office, an armored vehicle, whatever the case may be, that's great for having great protection from threats on the outside. But what gun ports do is give you the ability to actually respond back and deal with a threat while maintaining that high level of protection. Now, traditionally, one of the big problems with gun ports is the options you have is kind of wide open or completely closed. So they're great when they're closed, they provide you a great amount of protection, but then when you go to kind of slide them out of the way, you have this big opening that opens you up to threats from a lot of angles and gives the bad guys kind of a big area to aim at when they're returning fire at you, which is less than ideal. What I have here is Kontek's. This is a training model of our GP3 gun port, and what this allows you to do is maintain complete protection at all times while making you really, really lethal and able to respond to threats really, really effectively. Here I have the gun port in our closed position to where there's no openings to the outside whatsoever. Down here I have the actual turret ball, which allows me to turn this and be able to use a weapon through this hole. This is all completely modular and customizable. So the ball that we have here right now is simulating one that's built to use a suppressor. So it's got a larger diameter hole there to allow use of a suppressor. If I was using something more like a standard A2 flash hider with a smaller barrel on it, this is an actual real ball that we have that's built with a smaller hole for something that would be used in that case. But what this ball allows me to do is actually put the rifle barrel through the gun port and be able to see my sights, my optic, whatever it is that I'm utilizing, through my viewing window here up top. This is completely articulating so that I can respond with whatever angle of fire that I need to utilize. So this allows me to maintain near 100% protection from any threats outside and really have a lot of capabilities to responding back and dealing with that threat without giving up the protection that I would usually have to in a gun port. Some of the cool features we've already kind of mentioned with this is that it's really modular and customizable. That starts with different levels of ballistic protection, starting down with kind of your NIJ level 3, all the way up to 50 caliber AP armored protection. So basically any threat you need to deal with, we've got you covered. It's also customizable size-wise in the way that it mounts. So we can use this in high-level guard booths as well as just kind of a hardened structure, like maybe a security office, a safe room, something of that nature. And we also have an addition now for your Bearcats as well, which is a real improvement over the factory gun ports that come in those vehicles. The other cool part about this is that I can replace or alter these components whenever I need to. So for instance, my armored glass that's up here, the ballistic glass, is kind of my viewing port. If that ever got damaged, if it got impacted from incoming fire, I can very quickly and easily swap that out or change that if I need to. I've got these tabs on the sides that I lift up, and the glass cartridge comes out. Obviously, again, this is just a training model, so this is not ballistic rated. What your ballistic glass cartridge, if it was 50 caliber rated, would look something like this. It's a very thick, heavy-duty piece of glass that would be coming in and out of here. Once that's out, what I also have the ability to do is change out my cartridge here with my ball. So that would be really helpful if I changed what weapon system I need to be able to run out of this port. For instance, if I went from something like this suppressor ball and now I wanted to use something like one that's designed for your A2 flash hider, you can see this one was used in testing. It's been impacted a couple times by 50 cal AP rounds. They were stopped right there in the center, pretty cool. But I can swap out this whole cartridge. The way that works is this thing just simply turns, comes right out, and I can grab another cartridge. This one is pretty cool for training. Obviously, this is not a ballistic model. What this whisker biscuit model is designed for is to allow me to use simunitions gear such as this Miles setup right here can go now in that whisker biscuit, and for simunitions, force-on-force type training, we can use that with pretty much any kind of your training gear that you needed to use. So I can swap out these cartridges and then just replace my ballistic glass right in where it needs to go. So in the event, again, it gets impacted, whether I need to do a hot swap, I have spares on hand, I want to swap it out in the middle of a gunfight, or something just happens over time that caused the glass to be damaged, it's very easy to go ahead and swap those out. So that's kind of a quick overview of the GP3 gun port, how it works, and some of the advantages that it offers over really any other gun ports that are out there on the market. Again, I'm Billy. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. info@kontekindustries.com is the best email address for us. We'd be happy to answer any questions or get you any kind of the information on this that you may need. Thanks for watching.